Imagine a world consumed by relentless, unyielding heat. A world where the sun scorches the earth with an intensity never before experienced. Deserts stretch across continents, once fertile lands now barren and lifeless. The soil, once rich and teeming with life, is now cracked and dry, unable to support the crops that once fed millions. Coastal cities, swallowed by rising seas, are nothing more than ghostly outlines beneath the waves. These once bustling hubs of human activity are now eerie underwater ruins, silent and desolate. This is Earth at 10 degrees hotter, a world ravaged by our inaction. Severe weather events and natural disasters become the norm, wreaking havoc on communities and ecosystems alike. Gone are the familiar landscapes of ice and snow. The ice caps which once stood as majestic sentinels of our planet's climate have melted away, leaving behind a world unrecognizable. The Arctic, once a realm of polar bears and icy plains, is now an open ocean. The ice flows that were home to countless species have all but disappeared, leaving wildlife struggling to survive. Glaciers, those majestic rivers of ice, have vanished from mountaintops, leaving only bare rock and the echoes of what once was. The water sources they provided are now gone, affecting millions who relied on them. Forests, once teeming with life, are now tinderboxes consumed by raging wildfires that choke the sky with smoke. The biodiversity that thrived within them is now reduced to ashes. The air is heavy, thick with humidity and the stench of decay. The once vibrant jungles are now suffocating under the weight of their own dying vegetation. This is not a world we can afford to create. The consequences of our actions are dire, and the time to act is now. We must change our course to prevent this bleak future from becoming our reality. The signs are all around us, a stark warning written across the very fabric of our planet. The ice caps are melting at an alarming rate, their disappearance a visible reminder of the warming planet. Sea levels are rising inch by inch, threatening coastal communities and swallowing low-lying islands. Extreme weather events, once rare occurrences, are now commonplace. Hurricanes fueled by warmer ocean waters are becoming more intense, leaving devastation in their wake. Droughts grip vast regions, turning once fertile farmland into dust bowls. The delicate balance of nature is being disrupted. Coral reefs, vibrant underwater cities teeming with life, are bleaching and dying as ocean temperatures rise. Species are struggling to adapt to the rapidly changing climate, their habitats disappearing at an alarming rate. Each degree of warming brings with it a cascade of consequences, each more dire than the last. At 1 degree Celsius, we are already witnessing more extreme weather events, rising sea levels and the loss of precious ecosystems. A 2-degree increase would push us further down a perilous path. Coral reefs, those underwater wonderlands, would face near total extinction. Sea levels would rise further, displacing millions and inundating coastal cities. Food security would be threatened as droughts and floods disrupt agricultural production. At 4 degrees, the world would be a vastly different place. Large areas of the planet would become uninhabitable, driving mass migrations and sparking conflicts over dwindling resources. Ecosystems would collapse, leading to widespread extinctions and a dramatic loss of biodiversity. Picture a world where heat waves are no longer a seasonal annoyance, but a constant, deadly threat. Cities swelter under the unrelenting sun, their inhabitants seeking refuge in any sliver of shade they can find. Water, once plentiful, is now a precious commodity, fought over and rationed. Food shortages become the norm. Crops wither and die in the fields, unable to withstand the scorching temperatures and erratic rainfall. The reliance on dwindling freshwater supplies leaves many communities on the brink of starvation. Mass migrations become a desperate necessity. Millions flee coastal areas seeking higher ground as rising seas swallow their homes. Borders become meaningless as people, driven by desperation, clash over dwindling resources and habitable land. Section 5. 10 degrees, a world reshaped by heat. At 10 degrees of warming, the Earth would be almost unrecognizable. Vast stretches of the planet would be uninhabitable, resembling the scorching deserts of a science fiction film. The delicate balance of nature, already strained to the breaking point, would collapse entirely. Human civilization as we know it would cease to exist. The interconnected web of trade, communication, and cooperation that underpins our global society would unravel in the face of such catastrophic change. This is not a future we are destined to face. It is a choice between continuing down a path of unsustainable practices or forging a new path, one that leads to a sustainable and equitable future for all. Section 6. Stories from the front lines, human lives upended. The human cost of climate change is not a distant, abstract concept. It is a lived reality for millions around the world. A fisherman in Bangladesh watches helplessly as rising seas swallow his village, his livelihood, his history. A farmer in Ethiopia struggles to feed his family as drought parches his land, turning once fertile soil into dust. A mother in India cradles her child, sick from a heatwave that has gripped the city in a suffocating embrace. These are the faces of climate change. These are the stories we must listen to, the voices we must amplify if we are to inspire action and avert catastrophe. Section 7, a call to action, our collective responsibility. The time for complacency is long past. We are at a critical juncture in history where every action we take or fail to take will have profound consequences for generations to come. The future of our planet, the only home we have ever known, is at stake. The future of our children and grandchildren hangs in the balance. Their ability to live in a world that is safe, healthy, and thriving depends on the choices we make today. We cannot afford to wait for others to act, to pass the responsibility onto someone else. To hope that someone else will solve this crisis for us is a dangerous illusion. The responsibility lies with each and every one of us. We must act now, collectively and decisively. Our actions, no matter how small, can create ripples of change that spread far and wide. We must transition away from fossil fuels and embrace renewable energy sources. This shift is not just necessary, but urgent. Embracing renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydroelectric power is crucial for a sustainable future. We must protect our forests, restore our degraded lands, and ensure that our natural ecosystems are preserved for future generations. Embracing sustainable practices in all aspects of our lives, from farming to waste management, is essential. This is not a burden to bear, but an opportunity to seize, an opportunity to come together as a global community. It is an opportunity to build a more just, equitable, and sustainable world for all, a world where innovation and creativity can flourish. It is an opportunity to build a more just, equitable, and sustainable world for all, a world where every voice is heard and every action counts. It is an opportunity to create cities and communities that are green, vibrant, and resilient. It is an opportunity to create a future where humanity and nature can thrive in harmony, where our planet can flourish once more. Section 8. Hope for the future, charting a new course. The challenges we face today are immense, but so too is our capacity for innovation, resilience, and compassion. Every day, people around the world are coming together to find solutions to the most pressing issues of our time. We have the knowledge, the tools, and the resources to chart a new course. With advancements in green technology and a growing awareness of environmental issues, we can create a future where humanity and nature thrive in harmony. We must embrace this challenge with a sense of urgency, but also with a sense of hope. Hope that drives us to take action, to innovate and to collaborate. Hope that we can overcome this crisis, that we can restore the balance between our needs and the health of our planet. Hope that we can build a better future for ourselves and for generations to come, a future where clean air, water, and soil are the norm, not the exception. The path forward is clear. It is a path of sustainability, of respect for nature, and of commitment to future generations. The time to act is now. Let us choose hope. Let us choose action. Let us choose to be the change we wish to see in the world. Let us choose a future where humanity and nature can thrive together on a healthy, vibrant planet. A future where our actions today pave the way for a brighter tomorrow.